South African employers are struggling to recruit skilled professionals in positions that are in demand abroad, according to a new critical skills survey conducted by Expat. The most difficult jobs to fill are those of artisans, health workers, ICP specialists, excuse me, and executive managers, among others. For more on this, I'm joined by Expat Web Immigration Manager, Mokwetsi Seboko. Good of you to come in. Good morning.
Thank you, Jenny.
Tell us about what's happening at the moment. Why are people leaving, and who is leaving?
Well, we're seeing an outward movement from mostly skilled South Africans who will be anything from your IT professionals, your engineers, your artisans, who are going abroad for better opportunities. And, we're struggling to attract the same. To replace those and, to get enough skills for government projects as well, and, to develop the economy.
How are you trying to attract people into these positions, and what is the reason behind the struggle? Well,
the reason is primarily red tape. Red tape being that, there are certain requirements that these skills individuals will need to comply with. And some of those will take anything from about 2 months to 6 months. And the red tapes relate to things like, getting visas, registering with relevant professional bodies, securing, schools for the kids, study visas as well. So there is that struggle, to smoothly transition an expert from abroad to
6 months is a long time, isn't it?
It can go to 2 years as well.
Wow. Yeah. And if you've given up your job, obviously that could
yes.
financially cripple you.
It affects families as well, yes.
And artisans, I mean, does South Africa provide a good skill set when it comes to that? I mean, are we attractive to international communities?
We ought to be, but I don't think we are. As things stand, as it is, we've seen that there is a struggle in registering artisans, getting them proper licenses to come and work in different projects in SA, especially if South African companies want to localize them. They struggle to get licenses to operate in South Africa, as we know that artisans will need to have licenses to operate in South Africa. They will need to meet our standard. But then for them to be provided with such a license, it becomes a problem. It's either struggle. As things stand, there is not even a professional body for them to register.
How easy is it for South Africans to get abroad? I mean, is it easier for them if they've had a job offer? And what is the process when they get to the other side? I know obviously it'll differ from country to country.
That's correct. And it depends as well. The experience speaks volume. The type of qualification that South African will have speaks volume. The offer abroad as well will determine how smooth and quick the job offer will be secured. So it just depends from country to country, and the background with respect to the profession. That will then entail whether the process will be smooth or not.
And I suppose very briefly, I mean, this is, I suppose, good in a way, quite exciting for South Africans who have opportunities abroad, especially if they come back and bring back their skills.
Yes, and there is a program that the government has introduced to see and find mechanism to bring those South Africans back to South Africa to upskill the unskilled laborers in SA. So there is a program by the Department of International Relations to try and bring back those resources.
Mokwetsi Seboko, I should imagine you're a pretty busy man at the moment. Thanks for talking to us. Let's check in now with the weather center.